So we have number 2. So we have these numbers. Of the numbers listed above, which number is the greatest? So before we can actually go straight with this, so we need to review the knowledge of number line. Okay, so when you have number line, so we have 0 here. So this is for positive numbers on the right hand side, and this side is for negative numbers. So the only revision you need to know with this is that, the for the positive numbers, they increase towards the right. So it means that the higher the number, the greater it is in value. And for these, they decrease downward. So this means that what this increases, okay, but this decreases. So in other words, for positive numbers, the higher the number, the bigger its value. But for negative number, the higher the number, the smaller its value. For example, we can say 2 is greater than 1. That's for positive number. But for negative number, -2 is definitely less than -1. So it is better for somebody to be owing $1 than for that person to be owing $2. And also, it is better for somebody to have $2 than for the person to have $1. So the person that is owing just $1 is better than the person that is owing $2. And the person that have $2 is better than the person that has $1. So if you can use that illustration so you understand. So when I say between -2 and -3, which one is greater? -2 is greater than -3. But when I say between 2 and 3, which one is greater? 3 is greater than 2. So if you have this knowledge, then this will be very, very simple for us to understand. And if you have any relevant question like this, any question related to something like this, it will be easier. So we can now go and check the numbers that we have there now and arrange it on the number line. So to know which one is actually what greater. So let me clean this. So obviously the numbers that we have in the questions, all of them are basically negative numbers. So it means that what we are writing it towards what the left. So we just want to know how to position it. So that's actually the issue here. So one thing that you can do to know which one is bigger and which one is smaller is for us to do denominator comparison. So we have this, okay, and then let me write, we have minus, instead of minus 0.7, we can write it as a fraction to be -7/10, okay, and that one also equals to something. So I just want us to compare them. And then we have -1/1.3. -1.3 can also be written as -13/10 if you change it to what fraction, right? And then -4/3. So how do we know which one is bigger? If you are using calculator, this is very easy. You just change all of them to decimal, divide all of them, change all of them to decimal number. So you'll be able to see that, 1.5 is actually what greater than 1.2. But if it's negative, -1.2 is greater than -1.5. That would be very easy. But if you don't have calculator with you, that's why I'm going through this analysis. So if I look at the denominators of all of them, let me change their denominators to the same thing. So let's say I want to change all the denominators to, if I look at 3, there's a denominator of 3 here, there's a denominator of 10, there's another 3, there's another 10. So what is the LCM of 3 and 10? LCM means lowest common multiple. So what's the LCM of, okay, 3 and 10? This is the method that we normally use to find LCM. So I can say 2 here. So since 2 cannot go in 3 without remainder, I will repeat 3. But 2 can go in 10, it will be 5. So 3 is the next thing to use to divide. 3 in 3 will give me 1. But 3 in 5, that will have a remainder. So I will still put down 5. So I have 1 and 5 now. 5 in 1, of course, 1 cannot be divided by 5. So I will repeat 1 down. But 5 divided by 5 will give me 1. So this is how to find LCM. I do hope that if you are viewing this video, Remember this. So, but I have a class on that can actually be checked. So we have LCM will be 2 times, so multiplication of everything that we have here will be the LCM. 2 times 3 times 5, that will be 6 times 5, which will be 30. So 30 is their LCM. So how do we get 30 here? We can multiply this by 10, so it will give us 30. How do we get 30 here? We can multiply this 10 by 3. How do we get 30 here? We can multiply this 10 by 3. How do we get 30 here? We can multiply this 3 by 10. And in the law of fraction, whatever you do to the number that is up, you have to do it to the number that is down so that they will be balanced. So whatever you do to numerator, you do it to denominator. So it means that if I'm multiplying this by 10, I will multiply this also by 10. So that will give me, the resulting answer will give me minus 2 times 10, that will be 20. 3 times 10, that will be 30. So that's what this one resulted to. And this also, since I'm multiplying denominator by 3, I will multiply that also. Minus 7 times 3 will give me 21. And 10 times 3 will give me 30. And this will also become times 3. Because I'm multiplying the denominator by 3. That will be minus 39 over 30. And this will also be times 10. That will be equals to minus 40, okay, over 30. So if we are to write the fractions out now, so the fractions look like something like this: minus 20 over 30. So the other one is minus 21. This is what they have become. And the other one is minus 39 over 30. And the remaining one is minus 40 over 30. So if you want to compare numbers, especially fraction, the first thing for you to do is to make their denominators the same. How do you do that? You first find the LCM of the denominators, and when you have known their LCM, then you can look at a particular factor, a number that you can use to multiply that denominator to get that particular what LCM, and you do the same thing to the numerator so that it will be the same. Because if you use a calculator, if you divide 2 divided by 3, it will give you the same answer as 20 divided by 30. 21 divided by 30, okay, will give you the same answer as 7 divided by